It's the first time CCD white practitioner, because that's where I come from. And I had Russ Knight, a pastor from Chicago. He was a CCDA guy. He was a pastor. He was working for Youth for Christ. And he told me, if you're going to work in an urban core, if you're going to work cross-culturally, if you're going to work in the African-American community, he said, find a black pastor, find a black church, and sit down. And he said, now if you're going to work in a Hispanic community, same thing. Find a pastor, find a church, and just sit down. Don't have the answers, don't have the new ideas. Just sit down and become part of the community and the culture. That would be my first. The second would be, and I heard it today in the session, that CCD takes 15 years plus. I'm living now in a generation where I've been working with our community since 1985. So we're 40 years in, 38 years in. And we're starting to see a generation turn over where that leadership team that's now working with us, some of them were kids in our program. And we've known them since they were in high school or middle school. And I really believe you have to have a long haul commitment. You got to be able to stay, submit as a white person, submitted to people of color, and as a commitment to God to stay for the long haul, to get in and get seated. It doesn't mean you can't change organization. It doesn't mean you can't move around, but trying to really see a neighborhood as your neighborhood for the long haul. And we're starting to see that fruit after 30 years really grow.